One moment, a quiet house, the next, a scream shatters the silence. Secrets, lies, and betrayal will turn a family upside down. Who can you trust when the person you love is the one trying to destroy you? Watch as Courtney fights to survive Oliver's manipulation and her own mother's shocking choice. Everything happened so fast the moment Oliver pushed Courtney on the bed. She screamed for her mother, terrified, trying to fight him off, but Oliver tore his own shirt and flipped the whole situation, forcing Courtney on top of him so that when her mother, Rebecca, walked in, she found her daughter in the worst possible position. Courtney tried to explain the truth, trembling, saying Oliver was the one who tried to force himself on her, but Oliver twisted every word. He calmly told Rebecca that he had been lying on the bed when Courtney came in, climbed on top of him, and whispered that she was sweeter than her own mother. Rebecca stared in disbelief, and instead of trusting her own daughter, she asked Courtney why she was even in Oliver's room if she wasn't trying to seduce him. Oliver pulled Rebecca outside and continued his manipulation. He told her that Courtney had hated him from the moment he entered the house, that she was jealous, that she wanted him gone, and that this accusation was her attempt to destroy him. He even added that he only loved older women and was not attracted to Courtney at all, but if Rebecca didn't believe him, he could simply leave the house. Rebecca, blinded by love, believed him instantly. She walked back in and slapped Courtney across the face, warning her never to go near her man again. Oliver pretended to start packing, saying he was tired of being accused of things he didn't do and didn't feel wanted in the house. Rebecca broke down, begging him not to leave, telling him she couldn't live without him, not knowing she was feeding directly into his plan. Meanwhile, Courtney ran into the kitchen where Brianna was cooking and told her everything through shaking sobs. Brianna believed her immediately. She knew Oliver's true nature and even revealed that earlier, Oliver had called Courtney into his room, pretending Rebecca wanted to see her, just to set up the trap. Oliver finally decided to leave, walking out dramatically just to make Rebecca chase after him. When she begged him again, he told her that if she wanted him to stay, Courtney had to leave the house. For the love she had for Oliver, Rebecca agreed. She turned to her daughter and, instead of protecting her, told her to pack her things and go. She revealed that she had been homeless at 13, raped, pregnant, and had worked her way up alone, and that Courtney, now 19, could do the same. Courtney cried, begging her, explaining again that Oliver tried to rape her, not the other way around. Rebecca didn't believe her. She threw her own daughter out. Courtney, with nowhere to go, walked out of the compound and stood by a tree, crying uncontrollably. Brianna followed her, wrote down her home address, and gave it to her. She had already called her sister, who was waiting to take Courtney in. Brianna confessed that Oliver had raped her sister once when she visited, but because she couldn't speak, he took advantage of her. Back at the house, Oliver received a phone call, went to the bathroom, and after a few minutes came out, pretending he was ready to leave forever. He told Rebecca he'd be back. Courtney arrived at Brianna's house and met her sister, Palumi, who welcomed her warmly. She told them the full story, how Oliver tried to rape her and her own mother believed him instead. Palumi admitted that Oliver once raped her too. The two sisters comforted Courtney, assuring her everything would eventually be okay. Meanwhile, Oliver went to meet his secret girlfriend, Evelyn, who revealed she was pregnant and had nowhere to stay. Oliver thought quickly and came up with a plan. He took Evelyn to Rebecca's house, pretending she was his mentally challenged sister who had come to the city without warning. Rebecca felt sorry for Evelyn and begged Oliver to let her stay. Oliver pretended to be angry and reluctant, telling Rebecca that because Evelyn was mentally unstable, he had to keep her close and that meant sharing a room. Behind closed doors, Evelyn slapped Oliver, furious that he had a sugar mummy and that this was what he'd been doing. Oliver tried calming her down, saying everything he did was for their future and their baby, and that once his plan succeeded, they would be rich. That night, Oliver showered, sprayed himself with perfume, and prepared to go service Rebecca, but Evelyn blocked the door, jealous and emotional, accusing him of spending more time with Rebecca than with her. Oliver tried reasoning with her, saying he needed the money, but their argument got loud enough for Rebecca to walk in. Evelyn almost exposed their entire plan but quickly switched the story and complained that Oliver hadn't given her food since she arrived. Rebecca turned on Oliver, telling him to feed his sister, and he breathed a sigh of relief. Time passed. Courtney was depressed, struggling with the new environment, the new food, and the emotional trauma of being abandoned by her mother, but Brianna encouraged her daily. Back at the mansion, Oliver spent 2 hours with Rebecca, then sneaked out to check on Evelyn. She confronted him again for leaving her alone for so long. Oliver told her to be patient, that everything he was doing was for them and that soon their struggles would end. Courtney called her mother again, begging for forgiveness, but Rebecca cancelled the call. When Courtney tried again, she realized she had been blocked. Her mother had chosen Oliver over her. Evelyn grew tired of hiding and wanted to leave, but Oliver begged her to stay. Rebecca then stepped in and tried to convince Evelyn to remain, even offering to open a business for her. Evelyn lied, saying she needed to go take care of her mother in the village. Rebecca felt sorry and gave her 1 million shillings for transport. Oliver drove Rebecca to work and pretended to take Evelyn to the bus station but instead took her right back to the house. They sneaked inside, but Brianna overheard them. Oliver lied again and forced Evelyn upstairs, warning her to stay hidden. Rebecca and Oliver ate their meal, but Brianna grew suspicious and asked if she could call Evelyn down to eat. Oliver snapped, insisting Evelyn was in the village. Rebecca backed him up, but Brianna knew she heard footsteps and whispers upstairs. Rebecca brushed it off and warned Brianna not to lie about Oliver. But when Oliver returned home later, Rebecca questioned him again who had he bought the packed food for. They found beans, which Rebecca didn't eat, and milk, even though she was lactose intolerant. Suspicion grew. Rebecca forced Oliver to open his locked room. The moment the door opened, Evelyn wearing only a towel jumped onto Rebecca, calling her baby, thinking it was Oliver. Rebecca froze. Brianna came in and told Rebecca the truth. Evelyn wasn't his sister, she was his girlfriend, pregnant with his child. She had overheard conversations about scamming Rebecca of her 800 million shilling contract. Rebecca snapped. She ordered Oliver out of her house immediately. Finally seeing the truth, Rebecca realized what she had done to her daughter. She confessed that whenever she looked at Courtney, she saw the face of the man who raped her years ago, and that she had never known how to love her because of the trauma. She needed to find her daughter. Brianna took her to her house. Courtney didn't want to hear anything. She asked how a mother could choose a stranger over her own child. She reminded her it wasn't her fault she was born from rape and that she spent her entire life trying to make her mother proud. Rebecca broke down, asking for forgiveness. After a painful moment, Courtney finally forgave her. Grateful, Rebecca turned to Brianna, thanking her for protecting her daughter when she couldn't. Seeing the condition Brianna lived in, she promised to raise her salary and buy her a house for everything she had done.